Hi everyone, Menachem Brody here with you once again from Human Vortex Training, your certified and experienced USA Cycling expert level coach and strength and conditioning coach. Here today to talk about valve stem length. And why is this important for you if you run any type of wheel that is deeper than this? So this is a standard rim, 48 millimeter Presta valve, as you can see, is going to reach very nicely. But if you have a deeper dish wheel than that, you may run into problems, as I did about 2 weeks ago. What happened is we were riding around the park. I have my trusty gator skins, and really I've only found there to be one thing that will puncture a gator skin, and that is a thorn. But any tire, that's going to happen because it can get in between the threading. So what happened is I punctured my front wheel, changed the tube, no problem. I had my lucky 80 millimeter stem in the back. Now the challenge that I had, or the problem that I faced, was I had switched my saddlebag from my Mercs to my Giant the week before because I wanted a slimmer bag as opposed to carrying a heavier one. And why is that a problem? Because in that bag I had my two valve extenders. And why is this important for you to carry if you ride deeper dish wheels? Because if you flat a second time, or maybe you flat once, and you don't pay attention to which Presta valve you pick up, maybe you go in and just ask them for tubes. They will hand you regular road tubes. If you say, I need tubes for my road bike. 48 millimeter stem, problem. If I try and put this 48 millimeter stem into here, my deep dish wheel, there is no way that I can blow that up. There's no way. So this is really important because we need to keep in mind that we need to take care of ourselves out on the road. So if you're training and racing with those aerodynamic wheels, you need to make sure that you're asking for the longer stem. That's the 80 millimeter stem. This will allow us to be able to go through any wheel at all. So what happened is one of the other riders actually flatted. He had wheels similar to mine. So he had the same thing. He had an 80 millimeter Presta valve tube in his bag. So he changed it, and thankfully he had a valve extender. So how does a valve extender work? Well, first we're going to open the Presta valve, which this is, and you'll notice that you can kind of screw on the top here. And these are made out of aluminum, carbon fiber, you name it. They make all different types of ones. You don't need the fancy one for weight, guys. It just screws on top, and now it goes from a 48 millimeter Presta valve to effectively a 70 or 72. So now I'm able to blow up my tire, and I can get home and then change it to the proper length stem. So this is really important. Remember, when you put this on, don't leave the Presta valve closed because you won't be able to blow it up, and if you have a CO2 and that valve is closed, you're going to waste your CO2 and now you're really out of luck. So it just kind of screws on right here, and these are fantastic. You should always carry two if you are someone who's training or racing on a deep dish wheel. You should always. Why? You say, I always carry two tubes. What happens if you flat a third time and someone who's well-meaning comes by and says, oh, you need a tube, here you go, and they give you a 48 millimeter because they have regular wheels? You're now still screwed. Even if you have a third cartridge, and very few people, if any, carry three spare tubes with them. So always important to have two of these in your saddlebag. If you want to learn how to pack your saddlebag like a pro, or a pro would if they carried a saddlebag, I know, guys, pros don't carry saddlebags on their bike, they put it in their back pocket. But if a pro did, what do they pack in their back pocket that you should pack in your saddlebag as well? Two valve extenders, if you're rocking deep dish wheels, are important. If you're not, if you're rocking wheels like this, don't worry about it, you're all good. So that is why paying attention to your valve stem length is very important, and when you go in, always make sure you're asking for the correct length. So if you have a deep dish wheel, let them know I have a deep dish wheel and I need a longer valve stem. These will also cost you about $3 to $4 more because of that. And plus they're usually race tubes, other reasons. But I hope you never have that problem where you get stuck out in the middle of nowhere, and don't always rely on your cell phone working, because I've been on one epic ride where I got out of gas, completely gassed on a climb, no cell reception, and I had to walk my bike up the rest of the hill and coast down and went to a golf resort in order to be able to get home. So don't count on that, and always let somebody know where you're going and where you're riding. Until next time, train smarter, not harder. If you have deep dish wheels, remember those valve stem extenders, and remember, it is all about you.